What's up, Nashville? It's Terry back, Nashville Fit Magazine, and it is time for your Fit Friday Trainer feature. And I want to introduce to you my good buddy Ryan Flood here. Ryan is with Iron Wolf Weightlifting, right? Ryan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I have been coaching and competing for about 10 years in CrossFit, and then I transitioned to weightlifting. I trained under a former Olympian for about 4 years
Nice.
before I branched out on my own, and I've been coaching by myself with Iron Wolf Weightlifting for about 3.5 years, and I guess my biggest claim to fame so far is I took a guy to junior nationals last year and we finished fourth in the nation in the 61 kilo class. So
Awesome.
we're starting to try to make a little bit of a name for ourselves.
So you were telling me earlier that you started out in CrossFit, and
Yep.
CrossFit kind of led you to weightlifting.
Yep.
Um, so tell me a little bit about why you're so passionate about weightlifting. What's your favorite part?
Yeah, so my favorite part about weightlifting is the technical aspect of it. Being really strong is great and it'll get you really far, but if your technique's not there and you don't have control over the bar in your body, the weight's not going to go up over your head. And that's what attracted me to it was I was never a very strong guy when I first started in CrossFit, and focusing on the technique and being as precise as possible let me keep up with some of the guys who are way stronger than me.
Yeah.
And it's always impressed me how small people can lift huge weights, and that technical aspect it makes it look really nice and really impressive when someone puts hundreds of pounds over their head and they weigh almost nothing.
Yeah, you're right about that. Like spending just a little bit of time talking with Ryan this evening, and I've learned a lot about him and about his technical approach. I already understand that he gets efficiency. So when you have that technique down, it translates to efficiency,
Correct.
which is big takeaway there is safety.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and longevity. Like you actually get to you can keep up with people. Um, if you have that that competitive spirit, right?
Yeah, the technique keeps you safe, makes you efficient, keeps you lifting longer.
Yeah,
So that's the key.
which equals more fun.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do today?
Today I'm gonna walk you guys through the snatch and the clean and jerk, the two primary competitive lifts for the sport. I'm gonna demonstrate it, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about the key aspects of the lift and how to lift it as efficiently as possible and put as much weight up over your head as possible. That's what everybody wants.
Sounds sketchy. Let's do it.
All right, so the first piece we're going to talk about is the setup process. The setup is very important. It's the foundation of our lift, and any problems we have there will just get bigger throughout the rest of the lift. So what we want to make sure we do first is set up our feet, and they're going to be under our shoulders, maybe a little bit wider than the shoulders. And then we're going to set our hands on the bar for our snatch. And because this is the snatch, our hands are going to be a little bit wider on the bar. Once we have our hands nice and set, we're going to bring our hips down below our shoulders, but still above our knees, so that when we look at someone from the side, we look like the number 4. And if you'll notice, hips are in between the shoulders and the knees, but my shoulders and my knees are still over the bar. And this is where you want to be when you set up for the snatch. So now that we've established our start position, we're going to talk about the pull. In order to break the bar off the ground, we're going to drive as hard as we can with our quads so that our knees get back and out of the way as we rise off the ground. And we're going to keep our chest over the bar as we rise. And we're going to use our lats to pull that bar back towards our body. Once we pass the knees, we're going to continue standing. Nice strong lats pulling the bar back into the body. We're going to continue extending the legs, and we're going to shrug at the top. And that's going to give us the power to elevate the bar. Now I'll do that a little bit faster so you can see what that looks like with some speed. And to get our setup position, we're going to drive hard with the legs, shrug at the top. Okay. All right, so now we're going to talk about the transition under the bar. We've lifted it off the ground. We've gotten that nice big shrug at the top. And what we're going to do now is we're going to follow through with the arms and pull ourselves under the bar. So we have that bar is now floating in the air. We're going to use our arms to pull up on that bar, and we're going to turn over. We're going to rotate those arms in place and get a nice strong lockout in those elbows by setting the shoulders and flexing those arms. Okay? So we'll do that one more time. We're going to get that nice big shrug. Arms are going to follow through with those elbows nice and high. We're going to rotate through, and we're going to lock out those arms. So we come up to the top of our lift. We're going to propel the bar up and shrug, turn over and lock out. Going to propel the bar up, turn over, lock out. All right, so I'm going to take you guys through the full lift at speed, and we're going to talk about the reception position of the bar, and we're going to talk about how to receive it in a power position as well as in a squat. All right, so I'm going to set up on the bar like we discussed earlier. All that loads in those legs. We're going to go full speed here. We're going to catch it with our knees bent. This is the power position. If you're able to and you have the mobility, we're going to finish the lift out by lowering ourselves all the way down into a full overhead squat. And then we'll come back up to complete the lift. All right, so that covers the basics of the snatch. Very complex movement, but I wanted to try to keep it as simple as possible to kind of give you a good starting place to work with. This is something that I really enjoy teaching. If you're interested in learning more about it, definitely reach out. You can find more information about how to reach me below the video. I've been teaching this for close to 10 years now, and what keeps me going is anytime that light clicks on in someone's head when they just all of a sudden understand exactly what they need to do to perform the lift correctly, it just energizes me and keeps me going and wanting to continue to learn how to teach better and teach more people. So if you're looking for someone who's got a lot of love for the sport and a lot of knowledge for the sport and you want to learn more about it, reach out, let me know. I'd be glad to teach you more.